I heard that going through Congress, you know, in the interest of transparency and everything, and I guess you're saying that you did not vote for the Glass-Steagall Act?
No, the changes in it.
Right,
Yeah.
then that's very much to be commended. And
Well, thank you.
And I think there's a bill going through Congress to audit the Federal Reserve.
Yes,
And,
yes.
and I think, you know, due to all the financial problems in the country and for transparency, you know, for everybody to know what's going on, that would be a good thing, because the Federal Reserve is actually is a private corporation bank. And
they
it's,
have their own separate source of funding.
yeah, and it's owned by Europeans such as the Rothschilds and in this country, the Rockefellers.
I don't know.
And-
No, that's not accurate. The federal government is a governmental agency, but it has its own source of funding. And right now, we're probably happy that they do. You know, that because they've gone and sent billions of dollars out the door to try to stabilize the financial system. But they're not owned by private parties. It's an agency of the government. It's run by a board of governors, the main board of governors, and then you have regional boards of governors. There's one in San Francisco and Kansas City and New York and elsewhere. But the point you're making, they've always operated in great secrecy. You know, and the news media always treated Alan Greenspan. He'd come out and go, they said, well, you know, he really didn't want to show his cards, and he didn't, you know, it's for the secret. You know, well, it's turned out it was a bunch of BS. Okay, and so there is this bill in Congress. I forget who's. I think I'm a co-author of it. To say we're going to treat you just like every other agency. We're going to have the Inspector General look at you. We're going to have the GAO look at you. And we're going to audit what's going on here, because this is all interesting. Except you've missed every bubble. And in fact, if you want to get really critical and you want to read a lot of books about this, the suggestion is they were in on every bubble in the sense of their policies encouraged the bubbles. They could have decided 2 and 3 years ago that the housing situation was getting out of hand, but they chose not to because they had some new theory about this was a different market than every other market. We said that about the tech market. Oh, all this innovation tech, this is different than every other market. No, it crashed just like every other bubble throughout history. Yes, on the edge all the way over. You. Yes. With your hand up in the back.
Real quick, HR 1207 to audit the Federal Reserve. Would you?
Yeah, that was brought up
Sorry,
earlier.
I just came in late.
I said I would sponsor it.
Excellent.
I want to recognize Mark. That was brought up
Sorry,
earlier.
I just came in late.
I said I would sponsor it.
Excellent.
I want to recognize Mark.